Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of the 100th season of the TMossBoss show. Fam, it is crazy to sit down and think that I've been recording like so many episodes to the fact that it led me all the way up to my 100th season. Like, it's insane. It's really insane, like, to sit down and see that and stuff, but man, what can I honestly talk on? Like, I'm going to talk on a few different things, so I really don't know how long this episode is going to be, but I am going to try to make sure I talk on a few different things, but man, this podcast has been something that's been, like, mentally better for me. Like, I feel like I've had some of my darkest days, throughout the time of me having my podcast, and I feel like overall, like, because I remember back in 2020 when I was kind of going through my stuff, and the one thing that I made sure that I continued doing was my podcast. And I remember, like, that excitement that I got, like, when creating my podcast. And it was like to have that feeling like, like once more where I feel so good with creating something. Like, your gut is telling you, like, this is going to be one of the best things that you can possibly do for yourself. Like, it's crazy. Because honestly, I really don't know where I would be at with content creating right now if I didn't have my podcast. Like, I feel like if I didn't have my podcast, I always would sit down and think, there's a major piece to this puzzle that is missing. Like, there's a lot of pieces missing to my puzzle, but I feel like that my podcast was like the biggest piece on the puzzle that was really going to help me out, in the future and stuff with content creating. So, nah, man, like, it's insane. It's honestly, it's crazy. Like, words can't really describe, like, how I feel right now, just celebrating the 100th season and stuff, like. And yeah, just, doing it like I always do it and things, like, just in my room by myself. Lights is either on or off. It's either nighttime, daytime, with, whichever. I still make sure that I get a podcast episode out the way. Because, man, I'm telling you, like, ever since 2019 of creating my podcast, like, I always had, like, and I had to say, like, to me, like, I don't even think I had that many videos up on YouTube of me just randomly sitting down and talking about stuff. So, like, creating my podcast and then setting a standard for it and then going above and beyond for it and stuff, like, man, I'm telling you. And I'll admit, I did have, like, because I feel like with all content creators, you have, like, that mess up that just messes up your whole podcast. Bro, there were at times when episodes wasn't even recording. So, like, it was just a awkward silence. It wasn't even it was just an upsetting silence for, like, however long I'm recording the episode. Shoot, I remember when I tried to record, like, one of the first few episodes, I tried recording it, I think, off of my phone, off of the Anchor app. And so, Anchor .fm is the place that I go to post my podcast episodes. And I remember I tried recording it off of my phone, and they set it up for, like, I think it was like 15 minutes or something like that. So I think that's why I always try to, like, if that's like the limit, I'm like, okay, I feel like it's the minimum limit though. I don't feel like that's like the max of, like, cause no, I'm like, bro, I could talk on much more things for 15 minutes. I mean, it's obviously been displayed on a lot of different episodes, that I could talk for a lot more than 15 minutes depending on what I'm talking about. But, no, man, I was upset about that. What other problems did I have with it? I'm trying to think. I don't know if I was using my Blue Snowball microphone when I was doing my podcast. But I do remember I was using this, like, Razer Siren, like, microphone or something like that. And I was using that for a little bit. Because I had bought that microphone actually for gaming. And I never used it. And so then I was like, oh, you know what? Nah, let me start doing this podcast stuff and use this mic. I think I did start off. I might start off using the Blue Snowball. And then I worked my way up to use that microphone. I don't know. It might have been like, I don't know. I had to, like, go back and listen and stuff to, like, first few episodes. But I can't really tell the difference. But anyway, so moving on. But no, like, I had, I was using that, and, that microphone was the Razer Siren microphone. I'm like, fam, can't go with that no more. But I got a lot of episodes out the way with it. I'm like, it was a struggle. I had to say that's what kind of microphone it was. It was a struggle microphone. I'm like, fam, like I don't like this microphone. So then I ended up getting this HyperX. I ended up getting that like last year, I think. I think it was last year. I don't know, but I think it was, cause I remember getting it in 2020. Now I gotta check. But I don't even know. I don't even think I have the receipt anymore. So I'm like, that ship doesn't sell. I'm like, I really don't know. But anyways, but no, man, it was like, like and I feel like I didn't really have to like make a whole lot of investments. Like I think that's another reason why I like my podcast. My podcast, all you need is, actually, you know what? Nah, like the one program that I was using was Wondershare Filmora. I remember I was using that program to record podcast episodes, and that program is like, something's wrong with it. I do not like that program, bro. I feel weird even putting like editing videos through that program. But anyways, no, I would used to record off of that, and then I switched to Audacity. I think that's what they call it. And yeah, it's honestly like a free program. I mean, yeah, $100. I think altogether, what, considering my computer too. So it was like $1,000. But I'm like, you could get like the bare minimum, I feel like, of a computer. You could go and probably get you one of them like $400 or $500 like computers, a modern version, but like one of them $400 or $500 like cheap laptops or something. And get you you could definitely, to create a podcast, you could definitely like spend under $1,000 for it. So like probably, it depending on what computer you get, probably under 500. So yeah, man, podcasting is honestly one of the most like, I mean, I know there's people out there that use their web camera too. So I'm like, I think and I know a lot of people always ask, like, how come I don't do, like, no video, like, versions of my podcast? And my thing is this, like, and I, just, I guess, to, like, let people know the future that I have. Because I'm like, I guess this episode is to, like, reflect and then also talk on the future of my podcast. So, for the future, I definitely want to get some people involved on my podcast. Either have a co-host, or invite people on and just, kind of like, not even really do like interviews and stuff, but just kind of sit down and talk with them and things, and just, like us just like friends just having a conversation and things. And so probably, do like kind of like do like a collab, but like with some previous series, like relationship, asking or answering Reddit questions. I want to do a lot of different things with my podcast. So yeah, that. But I think at some point in time, like, I will probably do, like, a video version. But I'm like, it's just going to be the same thing, though. It's like, it ain't going to be nothing different. It's just going to be my faces there and stuff. So, and I think that's why I was like, I don't know, because I don't know if I can necessarily post videos. I think I can. I keep seeing the notification that I can post videos on Spotify, but I don't know how that's going to work. So I'm like, I gotta like check and see one of these days. But I'm like, hey, yo, if it's just gonna transfer over to an audio, I'm like, fam, that's it. I ain't doing it no more until they actually show me like an example of what it's going to look like when they talk about some video podcast and stuff. But anyways, but yeah, like definitely for the future, I want to have like more people involved with my podcast. Cause nah, man, it's like, doing a podcast, and then when you're doing like just so many episodes and just so many different things by yourself, like it can get to a point where you're like, dang, I want to involve people, but at the same time, I don't want people to be thinking like, oh, they getting a handout because they ended up on my podcast and stuff. So that's another reason why I'm kind of like iffy about who I invite on and stuff, because I just don't want to invite any old body. But yeah, I don't know. It'll probably just be at a point where I'm like, I don't really care, and I'm just gonna start inviting, because I know a lot of people will probably like that episode, sitting down talking with the hater. Oh, I feel like that episode will probably be like a freaking like gold mine on this podcast. But that's the thing though, because I'm like, I want to have a conversation. I'm not trying to get trolled and crap where it's like they just on there saying some dumb stuff. Because if that's the case, I'm like, nah, fam, I'm ending the episode and it ain't gonna get published. I'm like, nah, and then just tell people, I'm like, yeah, something's wrong with that person. So I ain't doing that. But No, I would like to do that. I would like to have a conversation because I'm pretty sure they got questions for me, and I'm pretty sure I got questions for them. So it'll just, it don't even matter whether it's like somebody that's made videos on me or somebody that was supporting the videos that was made on me and stuff. But I would like to do that. Definitely for sure. Definitely invite, some friends on. Cause I'm thinking like maybe like do like a Discord thing or something. Cause I'm like, I think anybody can get Discord. Discord's free. So probably do some stuff like that. Just overall see what things I could get into and stuff. But yeah, I'm like, I definitely got some future projects, going down. Oh, and then like I would like that's gonna probably be like far down the road. That's gonna definitely be when I'm like a much, much more bigger content creator. When I have like crowds and things. And I'm like, I would love that's like the all-time goal, I feel like, for my podcast is to have like do it live in front of a crowd and then just be sitting down talking on things and then just kind of have it where like somebody can come up and then we just like we're just talking or whatever. Like I don't know how that would necessarily, I have to think more on that, but I would like it to where I like do a podcast like live in front of people and stuff. And see how that goes. So that's gonna definitely be down the road. That's like I feel like the final like piece to the puzzle and stuff with my podcast. But like I said, there's a lot of missing pieces to it and stuff. So I'll eventually like get all that stuff down. But it's crazy to just honestly think like I've been doing this for 100 seasons. Like it doesn't even seem like it. Like the crazy thing about it, and it's gonna sound weird, but it doesn't even feel like that I should be at 100 seasons. But at the same time, it feels like I've been doing my podcast for so long. Like even like I started in 2019, it feels like I've been doing a lot longer than that. Like 2019, 2021, and then 3 years. Fam, I've been doing my podcast for like 3 years, and to hear that, I'm like, it doesn't even feel like it's been 3. It feel like it's been like 5+ years I've been doing my podcast. And it's crazy, then you sit down and think about it, it's like, oh, okay, well, obviously I wasn't doing it all the way back then and stuff. But anyways, like 2017, like I don't think I think at one point in time, though, I did say I wanted to create a podcast. And I didn't really know too much about podcasting or podcasts. I still, to this day, I follow, so there's this, She's a content creator. I'm gonna call her a content creator because I didn't really know whether to call her, because I know she produced, I think she was a producer or an actor on Impractical Jokers, and but she does like more so like content creating things. But she does have a podcast. Her name is Kim Cogden. And her podcast, like she be talking about some like wild stuff. Like she posted a clip today of like one of her and her friends, and they were talking about how it was the friend was saying that Kim, she said something like, well, no, they actually just did a podcast episode. They didn't show nothing. Things was like censored, but they were like, they ain't have no shirts on. And I'm like, fam, like, what? That's a thing? Like to, cause I'm like, I don't know. Like I feel like that would be weird. Cause with me, like, for a woman, I guess, like that, like, yeah, that's like going the next step or whatever. With me, I'm like, I'm stripping down butt naked doing it. And that just seems awkward. That, like I feel like what women, what her and her friends did, that's normal. With me just sitting in my room, butt bald, naked, talking to people, that would be weird. That would just be weird. Cause I'm like, my thing is that, and the reason why I say that is because when I do a podcast episode, I make it feel like that I am talking like it, but it's like that with all stuff that I do. I guess like maybe with TikTok it's a little bit different because I'm just doing a comedy skit and seeing people's reactions to it and stuff. But like with Twitch, with YouTube, with my podcast, like I see it as like I'm sitting down with friends and we just sitting and talking and chatting and whatever, so like that's how I see it and things. And I guess like with me, it's like I'm just up on the stage, with my podcast, because it ain't like with YouTube. I guess like it's also the same with YouTube. Twitch is more so like an area where I'm like, okay, I'm just sitting down talking with friends and crap. But I feel like with my podcast, I'm like, no, because I don't even know how I would, how that will overall go down. It's like, well, I had to go, because it's like, if I'm sitting down talking with friends and I'm like, and I ain't got no clothes, I'm like, only place I could do that at is a nude beach. And I'm like, that's just gonna, nah, man, I can't do that. That's a weird one. So I will always, just to let y'all know for the future, I will always be fully clothed. I think the most I'll do is what Kim and her friends did and just take a shirt off. But other than that, like, no, I will always be fully clothed. I'm trying to think. Because there might have been times, like, I don't even think during the summertime. What was I doing during the summertime? Was I recording podcast episodes during the summer? I think I was. Nah, I know I was. But, like, I know this past, like, last summer, fam, that hot weather, I don't even, because I'm like, I know I had to been recording some podcast episodes and stuff, but I'm trying to think, like, it might have been at the time when was I streaming during the day? I know I was doing them day streams at the time. I can't remember. Because, it was for a while I wasn't doing them night streams. I remember I started doing night streams, but I stopped and I was doing day streams. Dang, man, I really don't know. I really do not know. I have to sit down and think about that one. But anyways, what was I talking about? I don't freaking know. But anyways, what other things can I talk on? I'm like just sitting down thinking about like some. I feel like the one like series of episodes, because I'm like my favorite. Well, one is not really a favorite. It's just something I was like, I didn't really feel like doing the video, setting up camera lightings and all that stuff. But no, the two series that I do like is Relationship Advice 100. That's like hands down my favorite series that I've done on my podcast. And then answering Reddit questions. So I am going to try to work on doing that some more and stuff, getting back into that. Because that's the thing, like, I've been struggling. That's why I'm like, I'm going to have to, like, contact some friends and see what they up to and things. And see, like, hey, like, you want to, like, download Discord real quick. And so, see how that goes. But, yeah, like, overall, just, doing more of that and things. But yeah, I've been struggling with episodes. And then I remember where I was talking about the racist hater. And I was like, I feel like that has to be like the third series where I was just constantly talking about like the same topic and stuff. Cause nah, man, that guy was crazy. That dude, he seriously had like some like mental like issues and things. Cause I'm saying like my thing is, and I was sitting down thinking of this, cause there's the Twitch hater that was joining my streams. I'm pretty sure everybody knows who I'm talking about. But anyways, like, this dude, he's being weird too. Because, like, I noticed that every time when I join a person's stream, like, it ain't just, like, any old random person. But I feel like if I had my thing switched to online and he's seen whose streams I was in, he probably would join those people's streams. But it's more so, like, friends, like, people that, we're obviously, like, following one another. Like, it's a mutual streamer that we both follow. And I remember I tested it out one day. I was in this person's stream. I didn't say nothing for like a solid, like, however long. I honestly can't remember. It was like, it was some minutes. It was definitely some minutes, but I didn't say nothing. I did not say not one thing. I stayed in there. He didn't say one thing. As soon as I said something, that's when he said something. He does this every single time in like mutual streamers, like streamers that we're both following. It's like, fam, stop being weird. Like, my thing is like, I don't get why you get to a point in like time in your age. Because I'm saying like, when my like early like 20s and stuff, because I'm 25, so it's like I'm in my mid 20s and stuff. But like, even when I was in high school, like, stuff like that is just weird. It's so weird where it's like people pay attention that much to like every move that I make and things. So I guess like the future of my podcast with me and haters and crap is like, I really don't know. It's to be announced, to be determined, all right, to be continued. Because I know there's just going to be another weirdo trying to gain my attention and stuff. And I'm like, fam, stop being weird. Like, I just don't get like when people, it's like, fam, because even with the racist guy and then this Twitch guy, I mean, the Twitch guy is racist too. But anyways, but no, with both of them, it's like, fam, both of you guys are in your 20s. You guys should be exploring the world, having fun, like doing 20-year-old stuff. Like what you guys are doing, like, fam, not even high school kids do stuff like that, but you would think that's the age to do that stuff. Middle school, high school. Like, it's crazy to me that there's at times when, that was in my stream. But like, no, I just wanted to talk on that real quick. But there was a time I remember when these high school kids, it was like a group of kids, they joined my stream. And that was honestly one of the dopest things ever. But one, he needed my help, like, or he needed some advice, like, on, relationships and asking this girl out and stuff. And I think I don't know if I ever did talk on that and things, or like told y'all like the ending, but yeah, it turned out like the girl, she was, I don't know, I think the girl was just overall on some weird stuff. I can't remember necessarily the extent of it, but I just remember he said she was she was on some weird stuff. I don't know, but anyways, but no, like I'm saying, those kids, I would rather sit down and talk with them high school kids than to have any future conversations with them two, like races, the podcast or YouTube and the Twitch hater and stuff. Like, man, it's crazy. It's like there are people younger than you that are more mature than you. Like, you should not, I'm gonna just tell y'all this right now, okay? If you are in your 20s, and you are carrying on worse than a child, fam, you need to reevaluate your life. Like I'm saying, like, because my thing is this. If I would have been carrying on like that, I know at some point in time I would have had to sit down and think, like, this ain't normal, bro. Like, this ain't something that a person my age should be doing. Like, I'm saying, like, I should be getting my life together. I should be focused on having a family. I should be focused on, like, big, important things in my life. But when I sit down and see that people are that focused on me, like, I know a lot of the times, like, people look at it as all like, oh, something to brag about. I don't want to brag about stuff like that. Like, I do not want to brag over the fact that, oh, I got haters, they paying attention to all my moves and stuff. I'm like, no, my thing is that I want to give out advice to my haters, to tell them, like, look, you don't have to, like, follow in my footsteps. You don't have to be anything like me, but I'm saying, to be an adult, you gotta do adult stuff. That advice can literally go to anybody. That advice is rated E for everybody, bro. Especially if you in your 20s and things. But like, if you carrying on like that, and it's like, it's weird, bro. It's super weird, but that's just the price you have to pay overall with content creating. So yeah, I'm like, with the hater stuff, I really don't know where it's gonna lead into and things, but anyways, what other things can I talk on with my podcast? Actually, you know what, because I really don't know what other stuff that I wanted to talk on, but I just wanted to thank each and every person that showed support and love to my podcast. I would like to thank my friend Angela, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even have created my podcast. It was like, she was just sitting down. We were talking one night about content creating, and she gave me the idea of creating a podcast. So if you check back on like the first season of my podcast, there's an episode that I did called Who is Angela? And that was like overall like a shout out episode, telling people like, hey, this is a friend of mine's from school, gave me the idea for the podcast. So it's like, you guys got to thank her for the TMossBoss show and stuff. So she definitely, she aided, she helped me out in creating it and things. Like she pushed me and motivated me to creating that episode, or creating a podcast and stuff. So shout out to her. I like to also shout out my friend Wholesome. If you guys go to my streams, you most likely have seen Wholesome talking on some like weird food combos. And I'm like, fam, it just doesn't even make any sense, like, the stuff that he talks on. And it's like, bro, who eats like this? I have yet to see him even eat like that, but he claims, like, that's, the food that he talks on, he eats. I feel like everybody probably knew who I was talking on as soon as I said that, and then the weird food combos. Like, I know I'm bad with remembering names, and I feel like probably, like, my fans can, like, relate to that also. And so, yeah, like, but I'm pretty sure y'all, like, was all like, wait a minute, freaking goat cheese and cereal? Like, what is you on? And, like, he'll say some stuff like that. Like, this dude talking about, like, oh, yeah, I'll put some syrup on some grass and eat that. And it's like, fam, like, that's not normal. It's like, it's not freaking Survivor, bro. It's like, you can go to, like, your nearest Walmart or Target and get you some normal foods, bro. Like, you ain't gotta eat like that. You just put normal foods together, like cereal and milk, okay? Not milk and freaking battery acid. Like, it's weird, bro. But nah, he always be supporting my podcast. That's one thing for sure. Like, he was saying how, like, because, like, I just, like, when I watch TV shows, like, just, I guess, like, to not get off topic, but like to also kind of, like, get off topic a little. But, like, when I watch TV shows and I'm binge watching the show, like, because it's a popular show. It's a show that like everybody's watching. To know that he has like binged watch my podcast, I'm like, it's crazy to think like my podcast is that entertaining, like because you create something, you don't really expect the effect that it has on people and stuff. And so like when I see that, I'm like, hey yo, that is wild and stuff. So no, like shout out to him for always supporting and showing love to my podcast. And to anybody else that's like silently supporting, I appreciate that too. I had a friend today, and I like to shout her out. Her name is Sweet Twee, and she's also she's a Twitch streamer. And she's one of those streamers that's like, she's really killing it and stuff. Like, there's 2 videos I worked on for her. And there was a few. I did a shout out, and I did a Twitch compilation and a TikTok compilation. But like she is killing it, okay, with content creating. That's somebody where it's like, if she isn't like a big, content creator by the time when I get to being a big content creator, like I'm gonna do like a freaking stream or video, something, and I'm all like, nah, we gotta get her to like 100K followers. We gotta get her to a point where it's like, unless if she really wanted to like to do content creating full time, then yeah, I'm like, we gotta make it happen, people. But anyways, no, she showed or shared my a post that I made about my podcast on Instagram. So I was like, nah, man, it's like, I remember things like that. It's like, stuff like that. It's like, it's important to me. It's big to me. I'm like, I don't really get people sharing my stuff around a lot. So when I do see people share my stuff, I'm like, bro, like, that's crazy. It's crazy to think. It's like people out there really showing love and support to, things that I'm working on. So yeah, it's it's like, it's dope, like the community that I have, like the people that's like I'm super chilled with and stuff. So like, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I put like everything that I can into this podcast. Like I put like legitimate, I put blood into this podcast. Like I think there was a time where my nose had started bleeding and stuff. Like, for those that don't know, I used to get like real bad nosebleeds when I was a kid. And it's kind of like on and off and things. I really don't know what's the cause of it. I should go get it checked out, but I'm like, it's been going on for a while and stuff. Like, I don't know if it's because of the foods that I be eating, but regardless, anyways, I know I've had like some nosebleeds in my podcast, still carrying on with the episodes. I put tears in my podcast, like legitimate tears. Like I've done episodes where I've cried. And yeah, like it's like I've never done that. There's like the first time it's like ever me actually doing that, like showing another emotion besides me trying to make the world laugh and crap. But that what else? Like anger. I know there's been times where I've been angry and done a podcast episode. So I've always went above and beyond with my podcast. I'm like, I honestly, like, shout out to Anchor.fm, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't even know how to. I probably would have just been posting my podcast on YouTube and stuff. But like, no, they make it so much easier to like put my podcast on so many different platforms and stuff. So no, shout out to the people behind Anchor.fm. And yeah, thank you again to everybody that's been supporting me for the past 100 seasons, whether it's been recent or it's been all the way at the start. Like, I appreciate that. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. I'm actually going to count up how many YouTube channels I have, because I'm sick and tired of saying, oh yeah, make sure you subscribe to one of my 43 or 45. So, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... Okay, hold on. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Hold on. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Hold on. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. And 41, 42, 40, 43. So why did I think I had 45 YouTube channels? Where are the other 2 channels? I don't know. Maybe I've been teasing you guys I'm creating 2 more channels, but I'm like, what are the channels? I don't even know where 45 came from. No, because there was a time where I had so many podcast episodes recorded, so I had kind of took a break and was just like, let me get these episodes out the way. I forgot. So make sure you subscribe to one of my 43 YouTube channels. And follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. And also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss and we'll knock $20 whole off of your first purchase. And then that being said, once again, thank you guys for 100 seasons. Let's get to 200, all right? So anyways, thank you guys and peace.